Alright, welcome back everybody. Well, that's the green truck back there behind me. I mean, she doesn't look green, but that's what the title says. We've got some big plans changed for that truck now. We've got to redo a lot of stuff because I was just going to do this truck as like a show truck hauler so I could put my car on it and drive it around to the car shows. Well, we finally got a big toy, so we're going to reinforce this truck to the point where it can haul the weight that I need to be hauling around with the piece of equipment I got, besides the boat. So right now, I'll show you guys the boat, what we got for this year, because I love this truck. It's just, I've got to find a guy what can cut the front windshield because I did a 6-inch chop on the roof, and that's the only piece of glass I'm going to need what is custom made from somebody else, because it's a double laminated safety glass for the windscreen. So to find somebody what can cut that double curve on inside and out and have the line straight and be able to cut the plastic inside so the glass fits in without breaking it. So one of these days I'll find a guy what can do that. Any of you guys know anyone? Hit me up, let me know. Leave a thing in the comments for me if you guys know a guy what knows how to cut a windshield for one of these F-150 trucks. So here's the boat. She's a little rough. She is fully fiberglass hull, and inside there is no wooden floors or anything. All the leather seats have to be redone. They're all just completely dry rotted in this thing. We'll definitely get new seats, probably do a little bit different. She came with a gas can. The battery's probably crap. The carpet is in decent shape. I think we can just vacuum the carpet up and get that looking really clean. Probably do some touch-ups on like these pieces. There's supposed to be a custom cap what goes over the back of this to protect the back seats and this compartment area. Hopefully I can find one. Gonna need the cover for the boat for this winter time because I don't want to leave it out. Came with a Johnson 70 series motor. I believe it still works. I don't have the hose fitting what goes over this to test it, and the pond's not deep enough for me just to pull it into the pond and check to see if the motor's running. Trailer definitely needs some work. She's a little rough. All new rollers because this roller broke when I came home, so I'm gonna replace all the rollers, redo the wooden slide skirts for it. I'll probably add some extra ones up here in this area as well. We definitely have a nice paint job for this boat. Hopefully by the end of the year. It depends on what paint we have left over for the car when we get the car painted. Soon we'll be getting on this to finish the rest of this body work at the bottom and change the 2 doors out on the back, and then we can paint this completely jet black gloss and get it out of the shop. So let's go check out the new piece of equipment I just got. Well, this is completely off the road now, so I think we might end up getting the long arm travel kit for this and put in bigger tires because we've got to redo the head gasket on the motor, so we might hop up the motor in this thing and make it a nice little 4-laying tool. This piece of equipment, I have all the hydraulics, the pump, the motor. Just started ordering the 2 12-foot lines. The next 2 lines are the 2 11-foot lines for the front, and then we'll order these lines, the steering lines, and then the 2 return lines and feed lines for the tank. And we'll be ready to put this whole thing together for its own video. Well, this is just an update on this piece of equipment. Oh, it's definitely a nice day, that's for sure. At least now the Ford's not lonely here anymore because it's got a new toy up here. So we got transmission fluid and a couple other parts for that truck. and then we'll be ready to go take that out in the woods for a video and test it. That one's got to come in the shop for the fuel pump because it went bad again, and we still have to order the clutch for this. So I was able to borrow a really big trailer. Well, because of how heavy this thing weighs, one oopsie, I found a spare so far for the trailer. I just ordered 2 new tires and rims for it because that's what I owe the guy for letting me borrow the trailer. And then there's another oopsie. So we couldn't go very fast with this thing to bring it home, but she stayed on the trailer. We didn't have any problems, and she just barely fits on the trailer. She's a big girl. Got myself a John Deere 450. She's not a D or a C. She's an original, so I think she's a 68 model for the diesel because it's a straight 4-cylinder diesel. No clamshell bucket on her. I wish it did have the clamshell bucket. That would have been awesome. I know I can get one for it and get the winch for it, but you know, those are definitely big money items. But I do have a tow bar on the back of it. It's got a live PTO and live hydraulics on the back of it, so I can put whatever attachments I want on the back of her. Pretty much, like, tracks are in decent shape for being the 3 Grouser pads. Teeth are good. They're not all pointed still. The only problems he said, besides like the other stuff, is these hydraulic push cylinders for the idle eel is not working properly, so he's got them wedged with a piece of angle iron to keep them stiff. So we should be able to fix the oil-filled cylinders, hopefully. If not, we'll order new ones of those, because she's going to need steering clutches and brakes, because right now she only will turn one direction backwards and the other side is kind of like But she has been sitting for 4 years until I bought her. She did drive up on the trailer on her own. She is definitely a big freaking tractor. This thing definitely weighs more than 16 tons. Bucket's in really good shape, good and solid. I mean, we probably can sharpen these up and do a little bit of fine tuning at the bottom. I mean, all the hydraulics are good on the tractor. I mean, even these cogs are good. They're not all pointed or rounded out or flattened. She's definitely a little rusted, but she is a good, solid freaking tractor for what I was able to pay for. I mean, she's got good roll cage on her. I definitely have to buy a new battery because the battery is shit, and redo the push button start in her, besides like the clutches and shit. So my main focus is, once the new tires come in for the trailer, I can put the new tires on. Hopefully by then I'll have a new battery for her, be able to get her started and get her off the trailer so we can change the tires, and then I can bring the trailer back to the guy. Hopefully we can get this clutch, because I think it's this side what is locked right now for it not wanting to turn. Hopefully it will come free and we'll be able to move it around a little bit easier. But I definitely know the work what's going to be involved on doing this, because track's got to come off. We got to pull this whole side off, pull both sides of the boxes, the roll cage, the seat, and take the whole top plate off on the top of the unit and pull the clutches out after this whole side on both sides come off. Definitely going to be a lot of work. This will probably be something in the wintertime when I decide I'm going to refurbish the whole drive line on this thing and get her back up and running, because I'm definitely going to need the mini little excavator to be able to pull these tracks off, because there's no way I'm lifting these big bad boys, because they're heavy. The pins are all good in them. I think this is looks like this is the pin I'm going to have to press out. Everything else looks different. So it looks like somebody welded a washer. Yep, there's a washer behind this one. So that, at least we know where that pin is. Maybe we can find the other pin on the other side. Yeah, we definitely probably should have loaded this thing up backwards on this fucking trailer. That's for sure. Let's see if we can find the other pin on this side. Can we find it? I don't see it. Oh, it looks like this side hasn't been taken apart yet. So I might have to press one of these fucking bad boys out. That's definitely not going to be fun on this side. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I only see one what looks like it's loose, and it's this one. Oh, these look like they've been welded back in. This one might be our best bet to get out with the press or sledgehammer and freaking wedge or pick, whatever. Either way, both these tracks have to come off. All these idle rollies roll. Nothing is seized on the machine. The skid pan definitely is going to need to come off. There's definitely a lot of crap underneath inside the skid pan, so definitely like to see what's underneath that thing when I'm taking this thing all apart. I'll make new covers for these. These covers are like junk now, all rotted out because the dirt sits there. But overall, for the price I paid for this thing, this is one big piece of equipment for me. And this trailer is not big enough for this piece of equipment. I mean, it holds it, but they didn't like that. The back one's held up because he did replace that one with a brand new one, but these were still the original tires on this trailer. They obviously just couldn't hold the freaking weight. I mean, the brakes still work on the trailer. Everything worked. I might see if he wants to have the decks replaced because I can cut all these boards and stuff for him. See if I can get it redone. Well, looks like we got an oil leak over there. I wonder what that's from. It's only been here for 2 days now. Because I got it yesterday. I was supposed to get it last week, but the guy has this trailer and dump truck wasn't available to help me that Thursday, so at least yesterday he was able to help me. What if it's from the cylinder? Is it from it? That's a little wet. I don't see any drips from anywhere else. The bottom of it looks pretty dry. Maybe it's just from the cylinder. I think this cylinder might weep a little bit. Looks like it. I wonder where it's coming from. I'll know more when I really get into this piece of equipment. Just might be from that cylinder because that's where it looks like it was dripping from. That probably just needs new seals. Isn't too bad. But overall, she's in pretty good shape. Definitely like it. Skid pad's a little winged up in the bottom, but what you expect for a piece of equipment this old. So, we'll keep you updated on we're able to get this thing off the trailer, because now I can film with this thing here. I couldn't film it to pick the trailer and tractor up with the 2 other guys. They were not comfortable with me filming for my channel. But brand new toy. Cheers. I definitely can move some shit around with this bad boy. I can crush everything and move everything out of the way. Just definitely not taking it in the wet areas, that's for sure. That's the point of the little mini backhoe, so we can get that thing in there instead. Definitely can't wait to get the clutch for that. So we had a good night, one of the nights, and there ain't much tread left on that tire. It kind of went bye-bye. It used to look like this one. So we had a little fun one night. I didn't have my camera with me because I lost it. It fell out of the truck. But she was eating pretty good. Even though she was one wheel on either side, because one side is the Super Swamper coming up one time, and then the other side is the winter tire, what is completely bald. But she goes all the way down to the bottom and all the way back up and around. Oh yeah, she ate real well in second gear. Okay, update on the car. Tires are holding pressure all the way around. Rear bags are holding pressure. For a couple of days, they still stay up. This side went down first after the first night. This side stayed up a little bit longer. Now it's almost back down. Yeah, almost back down. I can get my finger in between. So I have brand new bags for the front to put in, and the fucking relay switch back here for the dual head compressor burnt out on me. I mean, this motherfucker burnt right the fuck out. Like, she's fried. That wire pulled out, and it kept the connection inside here. Let's see. Yeah, see her? She melted real good. So it connected one of the 2 points, and it just stayed on. It fucked it up real bad. So I ordered 2 more of these fucking things, so I have a backup after I put the new one in. And I'm going to put I think, 40 amp fuse in line from the battery to this. So this time that the fuse breaks before I burn out another one of these fucking blocks. Because these things are not freaking cheap. And this thing's even damaged too. But we are getting there. These lower pieces, what I said I was ordering for the stacks, has come in. So soon we'll be doing the exhaust on this as well. So hope you all enjoyed. Hope you guys had a good Mother's Day. Enjoyed. I am out. I gotta go back to work. We'll be back on this later and other things. Have a good night.